Welcome back, everybody. I'm Christine Kaaloa of GRRRLTRAVELER. I take you inside my solo travel and food adventures so that you can find confidence traveling alone too. About now, you might be reminiscing your trip to Thailand and how you discovered the handheld bidet and it was a wonderful and glorious thing. Or you might be remembering your trip to Tokyo where you absolutely fell in love with a Toto toilet. I totally understand. My journey with toilets actually began at the birth of my blog. You'll see a string of blog posts, like hidden blog posts that I did about toilets, and you'll even find on this channel I have like a secret, I have more little video entries about toilets, different types of toilets around the world. Fast forward to today where I've experienced the bidet toilet in my travels. Complete game changer. Between wanting to minimize my toilet paper use as well as stay fresh, I recently decided that I was gonna install a bidet toilet in my home. Yes. Now, my fellow travelers, I know there's some of you guys out there who are on the tipping scale of considering doing the same thing for yourself. So today we're gonna cover 3 questions. 1, what types of bidets are there and are they best for you and your budget? And what are things you should know about bidets before you buy? First of all, when I was researching on Google, I actually discovered there were at least 5 different types of bidets, maybe even more. You've got the portable travel bidet, which is kind of like a handheld squishy. It kind of looks like a feminine douche. Next, you have the standalone bidet, which is kind of like it requires a full toilet installation and plumber. You've got the electric bidet, which is kind of like your Toto toilet with all the bells and whistles, with like all the remotes and all that stuff. But even though you can install it, it requires a plug outlet nearby. You have the bidet attachment, which is kind of like an attachment that you stick underneath your toilet seat. You like unhinge the toilet seat, remove it, stick your attachment there, slap it down, screw it back in. You can install that as well. It's in the price range of like around $40, I think up to $100, somewhere within that ballpark. And finally, you have the handheld bidet, aka bum gun. Now that's definitely inexpensive. It ranges around, ballpark's around $20, and you can easily install it yourself too. I have absolutely no plumbing experience at all. I am just like, I'm all video. So that left me with 2 options, the handheld bidet sprayer versus the toilet seat bidet. Which one is best? Things you need to know about bidets before you buy. So first of all, you're gonna wanna know installation. If you're gonna do self-installation, is it easy to install? Now, a lot of these less expensive bidets, they actually are self-install bidets, and they'll come with a self-install kit, right-handed or left-handed. Fixed bidets are, for the most part, most of them are right-handed. Apparently, like lefties, there are some, or many out there that are ambidextrous, that's what I heard, right? You can kind of clarify that or correct me if I'm wrong. So it might not be too much of an issue, but still, that's kind of like a good idea, or that's an important idea to kind of like consider if it is something you would consider. Is there a feminine wash? Not all of them have a frontal wash, like a feminine wash. So you'll find either like a single or dual wash. If you get the single wash, because it's fixed, sometimes you just kind of have to, if you're a woman, you kind of have to rock back and forth just to get your feminine wash, and it can be uncomfortable if the water pressure is really strong. Which brings me to water pressure adjustment. Not so much with the handheld bidets because you can kind of control the spray, whereas with the toilet seat bidets, I've read in reviews that a lot of them tend to be pretty strong. You want to get like a water pressure adjustment, and some of them come with it so that you can kind of like control the pressure. One female reviewer put it, she felt like her vagina was being shot off. That is not the kind of relationship I want to have between my bidet and my vagina. Hose length. It's not really a deal breaker. People have gotten like longer hoses in their kits, and it was just kind of like a little coily thing in the back of their toilet, which they we're not very pleased with. Electric bidet or not. Now, as I said at the very beginning, the electric bidets are like the Toto toilets. They are the deluxe royal seat. The one thing about them though is you need to have an electrical outlet near your toilet in order for that to work. If you don't, then you're running like a long extension cord, and well, you know, that's there's a lot of fault in that. Water temperature. If you are in an environment where you have really cool or cold and freezing winters, then you want to probably get one of those electric bidets where you can adjust like water temperature. Self-cleaning. I know a lot of people are always concerned about how to clean your bidet and soap and water. But if you're using like a fixed bidet, the toilet seat bidet, it's a little different. Some of them have self-cleaning and some don't. So that's something you want to consider. Lastly, installation issues. I was 90% sold on the handheld bidet. It broke my heart to read some reviews where people were experiencing issues after they installed their bidet. Something like leaks from their hose or like water pressure buildup. Some people had even said that they need to turn off their water pressure valve after they use their toilet all the time. And I'm just like, that's just not convenient to me, because I'm buying this for the convenience of things, right? So on that note, I got myself a Lux Neo 180 seat bidet. So let me know in the comment section below, have you ever considered installing a bidet toilet? As well as handheld bidet versus toilet seat bidet, which one would you choose? And let me know what you'd like to see in the future on this channel. Until then, stay safe, wear your mask, stay travel inspired, and may the GRRR be with you. So let me know how you're spending your lockdown, your shelter in place, your quarantine during this time, and check out some more of my videos.
It's through resourcefulness and viewers like you who keep my channel going. So if you love what I do and want to see me continue creating solo travel videos, why not support me on Patreon?